Hey, Tony Corpin reporting from STN EXPO here in Indianapolis. I'm with Steven Whaley, Senior Director of Autogas Business for the Propane Education Research Council. Steven and the Propane Education Research Council hosted a session here at STN EXPO as part of our Green Bus Summit, talking about propane user success stories. And there were really great conversations. Steven, you want to kind of share about the panel you put together and the dialogue that took place this week?
Sure. What our theme was three different levels of adoption in propane. So we had a lot of fun. We had one student transportation rate that's all in. They've already converted all 100% of their fleets in an area that covers 4,200 square miles. So they were all in. Kay's been doing it for about 10 years. So in a replacement rate, you can move about 10% of your fleet every year. And then we had one outside of Chicago, Diana, who is halfway there. So half of her fleet's running on propane, and she's on her way to doing a lot more. And I really like how she described it's so easy. But then we had a student transportation group in Philadelphia, the city of Philadelphia, that hasn't even gotten their propane buses yet. But I wanted their perspective because their considerations for doing propane, because they have a lot of diesel, they have 21 electric vehicles, but they just ordered 38 propane vehicles. And why? Because it's going to be a mixed fleet that's going to displace diesel. It's going to take all hands on deck to do this. So it's going to take EV and propane mostly working together to meet all the new upcoming, emission regulations, as well as meeting the range and having enough infrastructure to make it work. So it was a lot of fun having all three of them there to tell their stories of how they came about using propane.
Excellent. I know you participated in our Transportation Director Summit as well. What were some of the table talks of the transportation directors in terms of making them more aware about propane and the advantages of it, and other people that you were kind of sharing great information with? Can you give us a little color on that?
Sure. 2 years ago, the Transportation Director Summit, I would ask each of the groups, because we have some great roundtable discussions about all kinds of topics. And then, we talk about some alternative stuff at the end. But my one question to all of them 2 years ago was, hey, what are you going to do with your diesel fleets? And it was, I'm hanging on to them. Oh, we might try this or that. Now, everybody knows that they can't hang on to their diesel. They know the 2024 and 2027 regulations are squeezing diesel out of existence, and they have to do something. A lot of them know that, hey, there's EV buses and there's money out there for it. But not as many people know about the options with propane. So usually it works out at the table. At least one of the fleets has adopted propane. So we let them tell their story about what it took for them. And they listen to their peers way more than they're going to listen to us. So we combine that information together, and it works out really well. Those summits are the epitome of the discussions for moving this forward.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Steven.
Thank you, Tony. It's always a pleasure.